You are now tuned in to According to His Purpose podcast, a space where we focus on self-love, healing, and discovering our God-given purpose. This podcast has been created for anyone that's ready to meet a new and better version of themselves. Welcome to episode 11 of According to His Purpose podcast. This episode is titled Functioning but Not Fulfilled, Successful but Not Satisfied. So this episode is one of the most important episodes that we have done. And that is because when you are truly on a journey of trying to discover a new and better version of yourself, when you truly believe that there's more for you, one of the most important things that you have to do is you have to evaluate what happiness looks like to you. And you have to ask yourself, what does success mean to me? Because a lot of times we struggle trying to be quote unquote successful based off of what society has told us success should look like. Society often measures success by external factors such as wealth or status, but true success is measured by the level of happiness and fulfillment we experience in our personal lives. So no one can really tell you what happiness means to you. For some people, happiness may mean getting to the top of corporate America, to where the next person happiness may mean just moving their feet and working outside in their garden. They will take that over being around hundreds of people and being known. So being that God has created us all differently, it is not beneficial for you to depend on what society says and work towards that and spend this one good life. Y'all, listen, why do I feel like so many people fail to realize you have one chance to get this thing called life right? You cannot come back and say, oh, this time I'm going to be happier, or this time I'm going to be more successful, or this time I'm going to actually do what I want to do instead of trying to please others and fit in with the crowd. I'm going to do what makes my soul feels good. And so the reason this is one of the most important episodes is because we have to stop working so hard to do and be what other people have told us to be, and spending all of our energy in projects, in environments, and even careers, doing doing just what we need to do to survive, and we're neglecting our souls. We're trying to fit in, so you're doing whatever it is you feel you need to fit in. And let me tell y'all something. It's just sad. It's just a sad case. It is just a sad case. So many people I have seen within the last year, I have sat back and I've just watched a lot. Within the last year, I've been able to sit back and really observe a lot and look at things from a different angle. So, when you ride up close on something, when you ride up close on a big, tall building, you can't really see everything that you need to see. But when you step back, when you get some distance between you, you are able to see what you was missing. You are being able to see things a little differently. What I've been able to see lately is a lot of people. It's almost like people will truly sell their souls to fit into a crowd, to a clique that they know nothing about. To fit in with a person just because of their status, just because they feel someone is popular. They will literally sell their souls and become whatever and whoever they need to be just to be liked. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not getting ready to do that. I understand that I can't come back. I understand we don't get do-overs in this world. We don't get do-overs in life. And my goal while I am here is to find out what it is that I like. How do I define happiness? How do I define peace? How do I define successful, and walk in it? And I don't care if it doesn't look like what the majority thinks it should look like. If it's bringing joy to me, to my soul, if it makes my soul be at peace, I want it. I want it more than I want to be liked, and I want it more than I want to fit in, okay? Some people's personality is living proof that they are not satisfied. They may be successful, they may have the money in the bank, they may have those material things, but they're still nasty. They still, when they come in the room, their energy is off. Sometimes, have you guys ever seen someone that has everything, like they've made it, you got the popularity, you got this, but you still got that competition spirit. You still, saying little subliminal things and being petty towards people. You still get angry when things can't go your way. See, those are taught behaviors. Those are things that we have been taught over the years, and we've never went in to evaluate, where did all of this come from? Where did my thinking come from? Where did my ways come from? Where, the way that I react to things, where did they come from? And that was like the major shift for me in my life, as far as trying to really, discover a better version of myself. I had to go back and I had to see, where did this come from? Where did my thinking come from? Look at how I responded to things. Where did I get that from? Did it look like this? Did it look like that? You got to go through your bloodline. Sometimes a lot of this stuff comes to you through your bloodline, and you don't even really realize it. You don't realize how much, your environment and your family has an influence on your ways. And sometimes you have to look, and if their lives are not where you want your life to go, that's when you really have to start asking God to give you the wisdom, and the discernment on yourself, about yourself, the wisdom about yourself, so that you can make those necessary changes. As a child, we subconsciously observe thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and beliefs from our parents and our environment. And we now automatically default to those conditioned beliefs and behaviors to interpret and respond to all of our experiences. And with all due respect, our parents, sometimes even our parents can only teach us so much. Every parent's intent is to teach that child the way they should go, and to give them tools so that they can be valuable citizens in society. That's most parents. Now, some parents we see, they don't even raise their kids because they haven't been able to figure this thing called life out. And for those people that's been in that environment, you really need to go and really evaluate what you've been taught, what you haven't been taught. I try to teach my child the best that I could teach them, but I can honestly say I don't know everything. And I encourage my children to also learn who they are, because I can only tell y'all so much. We are raised up in different times, so I can only give them so much. A lot of things that's going on now, I am so out of touch with it. There's opportunities available for them that I have nothing, I know nothing about, and so this is why I encourage them to discover who they are, discover what it is that they like. I can give you what I have, but you have to also go in and discover what it is about you, what it is that God has for you, because we are all different. So it is important for us to also go and look at some of those things we've been taught since childhood. How is it benefiting us? Is it really bringing you happiness, or you're just doing it because you were told this is what you need to do to be successful, or this is what you need to do to be happy, or this is what pleases God? The Bible, Proverbs 16 tells us, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be successful. Not to commit your work to tradition, or commit your work to your parents, or commit your work to society. Commit your work to the Lord. So the key to finding out what is good for your soul is to commit it to the Lord. Talk to God. Ask God to show you yourself, show you those unique things. Did you guys know that God has put something unique inside of you? He has put something unique inside of each and every one of us. And so when you ask God to start revealing those things, He may take you on a totally different direction. In Hosea, it says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And just because you come from certain places doesn't mean that that's who you are. And moving in the ways that have just been taught to you, or what society has said, and having an in the box mentality, it will limit your opportunities in life. It will affect your friendships. It will have you making assumptions about people instead of getting to know them based off of what they look like. Some people have been told, don't be around this person, don't be around people like this, that, and the other, because they look this way, they come from this way. And all you're doing is limiting what God may have for you, connecting with certain people. And so it is always very important to, as we continue to discover a new and better version of ourselves, it's time to really evaluate your thinking. Hey, where did this come from? Why am I doing this? And I know that every day after I get done at the end of my day, I'm still not happy. Some of y'all are drinking and smoking your nights away just because you are not really happy. with what's really going on, and you don't realize it. You become accustomed to it. Everything around you, this is what people have normalized. A lot of times we have normalized dysfunctional behavior and we just move through it. But I am here to tell you, you have an opportunity. As long as you have breath in your body, you have an opportunity to truly, truly, truly create the life that is good to your soul, and not just be out here surviving, not just be out here living life according to everybody else's plan. It's time for you to truly discover what it is that God has for you and what happiness means to you. It looks different to everybody because we are different. So I looked up a few ways on how can we discover what is happiness to our soul. How can we stop neglecting our soul and just doing things that we are told is supposed to bring success, or doing things just to survive, and doing things just to function, just to get up, but not, and our soul is just sitting there depleted, not happy, not fulfilled. And it shows because of the way you act, the way you show up, the petty things you do, some of the stuff you post on social media. It shows that, you're not really walking in the abundance of happiness that Jesus came that you may have. So the first thing we need to do is we need to spend time alone in self-reflection. You have to sit down and just be intentional about getting to know yourself. Go back over situations and see how you responded. And that leads to the second thing. Journal all of this stuff down. Journal your thoughts. Journal out some of the things from the past, some of those memories that you have that was like the worst, some of that were the happiest, where you're at now, how you truly feel when you wake up in the morning. To keep a journal. How do you feel this day? Is it I'm happy, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, or I don't feel like getting up, I'm not really, I'm a little moody today. Sometimes people just normalize that. I'm not a morning person. Why aren't you a morning person? You woke up this morning. Jesus had you, woke you up this morning. You got breath in your body. Do you realize somebody didn't wake up this morning? You have an opportunity every time you wake up to be better, to do something new, to do something different. So you're not a morning person. That's what we've told ourselves. And a lot of times they probably heard it from their parents and generations to generations. Like, just society just have everybody thinking I'm wacko. But anyways, the third thing we need to do is try new things. This is the fun part of discovering what is good to your soul. I love it. Try new things. Travel. If you can't afford to travel, everybody can't afford to get on planes and to travel, or to even get in their cars and go places. You can just do new things where you're at. There's things you can do that's free. You may not even know it. One thing I didn't know till years ago was how much I enjoy museums. I used to go every now and then, when I was younger. But a few years ago, I had a friend that started inviting us to this museum, and we started going to museums more. And I truly love it because you get educated on things you never even knew. And that was bringing fulfillment to my soul. And I had not known it. Now, had I, not wanted to step outside my comfort zone and do something different, I wouldn't have known that, this is something that I really, truly enjoy. And so there is so much that we haven't done that could bring so much fulfillment to our souls. And you just have to step out and do it. Just step out and do it. Even watching TV, even being on social media. You don't have to be on Facebook all the time. You don't have to be on, Instagram all the time. Find something else. There may be, I know someone that knits, someone that does wreaths and all this. They have different groups that they're a part of on YouTube and things like that. They have a whole community of friends now, just with people with like-minded that have the same passion that they have. So just kind of step out of the norm, and also pay attention to your emotions. How do you feel around certain people, places, and things? Do you feel happy? Do you feel anxious? Or do you feel at peace? This is very important. So if you're around, I don't care if it's family events, I don't care if it's work events, I don't care what it is, I don't care if it's church. How do you feel around the people that's in your circle, that's in your face on the day to day? When you leave, are you happy? When you leave certain events, are you good? Are you happy? Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel full? Is your spirit feeling strong? Or do you sit back and ruminate all of the things and the encounters that you had while you were there? Are you worrying, oh, did I say something to offend a person? Or how did they take this? Or I wonder what this person was saying, or this person didn't speak to me. And if you're having all of that, listen, baby, Listen, child, listen. Your soul is not fulfilled. It might be time to reevaluate because you're functioning, but you're not doing what your soul needs. Your soul is not your soul is not being fulfilled in those type of environments around those certain people. And lastly, the most important thing, in order for you to truly discover what success looks like to you, what being fulfilled, what happiness, what's joy, what makes your spirit and your soul just so amazing to where people just want to be around you all the time, you have to increase your love for self. You have to truly go on that journey. Be intentional about being good to yourself. Be intentional about discovering what it is that makes you happy. Do those things that make you happy. Like I said, everything don't take money. Sometimes just working out versus just sleeping in will make you happy. And so I encourage you to not allow anything, anyone in your life to stop you from truly discovering what makes you happy. You are uniquely made for a reason, fearfully and wonderfully made. God has created something very special in you. And the only person that's going to be able to discover it, the only person that's going to be able to pull it out is going to be you. And so, um, I hope that this episode has been encouraging. I am excited. Like I love. I'm at the stage of trying new things, and I'm just loving it. Because it's really showing me the things that I like to do. And you'd be surprised when your soul is happy and your soul is fulfilled, and you're actually doing things that brings joy to you, not just to fit in or not just doing what you've been told is supposed to make you happy. Like you're truly living. That's when you are truly living, when you are truly doing what is good to your soul and not what everyone else expects of you. When you get to that place, you will find your tribe of people that have similar personalities as you, that is seeking after the same things as you, that enjoy doing some of the same things that you do. And, it's just a great feeling. And it's like you will find your safe place as well. Because why are you going to places that you don't feel safe? Why are you going to places where people don't make you feel like you are wanted? Like I've done that before and didn't even realize it. I was functioning, but I wasn't fulfilled. I was spending a lot of time in places and I was doing things and I was successful at things, but even the environment, the people that was around me, it wasn't, the personalities was not even good to my spirit, wasn't good to my soul. And the longer I stayed in that, the longer my soul, it almost felt like my soul was just being depleted. And so I had to, get away from all of that and get into a place where I could discover myself and discover what it is that I like, what type of people I like to be around. And, you guys, I say it all the time, I love people that have open minds. I love people that can see things from different perspectives. I love people that can that they can kill the ego and be honest and be transparent about how they feel and what it is that they want out of life. And so that is our goal in this podcast. I hope that this episode has been a blessing to you guys. I hope that this episode has encouraged you to step outside the box. We don't care about what nobody else have to say. We don't care about what nobody. This is your one life. One life. This is yours. This is all you got. You don't let nobody else control it. And see, that's why I love the Lord and I love being the person that depends only on God. I love people. I'll accept help. I accept support. But at the end of the day, I know my help. I know my blessings and everything comes from God. See, and so when you know that, you move in a way that can't nobody cut your water off but the Lord. And so don't be afraid to step out and be yourself. Don't be afraid to step out and find out what it is that your soul likes. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 11. Make sure you tune in to episode 12. We're talking about wellness and realness, and we have another special guest. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear this. If you know anybody suffering from high blood pressure, diabetes, or anything like that, make sure to tune in to the next episode because you don't want to miss that. We have some great information for you. And so I thank you guys once again. I thank you guys for supporting this show. For those of you that's watching on YouTube, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share this message with someone that you think may benefit from it, and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any episodes. I thank you guys once again for tuning in to episode 11. Until next time.